Look, Connor, here's the deal, dude. Just be yourself. But like a little, would you say like a little more entertaining?
Don't tell him that. Don't be yourself.
No, but like more entertaining.
Be in Vegas is yourself.
Not yourself.
Be
Be
whoever you
yourself, but more entertaining.
No, like be myself.
Be like Brandon?
Right, be like me. Don't
Brandon,
be like you.
I don't think mantiquing and going to bed at 9 is going to be good content.
I'm out. I don't know what to tell him then.
You're going to do great. You excited?
Yeah, never been to Vegas. We'll check it out later.
Okay, hell yeah.
I'm happy to be here with you all.
Check it out. We're going to talk to Connor at the very end of the show.
With zero context. That's fun.
Yeah. Connor's going to Vegas. It doesn't matter. Look, NBA playoffs are rolling right along. How about the old man LeBron still getting it done, dude? Connie's Sixers coming up big. We got Jay Glazer coming on to talk draft later in the show. It's going to be a great Wednesday here in Wake Up Barstool. It all starts now. FSR. Hello and welcome in to Wednesday's Wake Up Barstool. T-Bob, baby, Brandon Walker, Ebo, Connor Griffin, and we got KB on the desk. KB, I feel terrible for you. I sat in that chair for the first time yesterday. It is a hellishly uncomfortable chair.
Yeah, it's, I deserve better.
I know, I mean, it feels as if it costs about $15.
Why did you sit in that chair?
For our post-show meeting.
Oh, that's
Jules alpha me and sat in my chair.
Sure.
And forced me to the corner. But anyway, guys, welcome in. We got a lot to get to today. As I said, really, we're going to touch on all the sports. But we're going to start in the NBA. And Brandon, once again,
yes,
LeBron James.
We sat on this show the other day, and that idiot that pays all our bills, that absolute moron that is a $100 millionaire, that guy said LeBron James not a top 20 player in the NBA. And LeBron James has now led a broken, depleted, rundown team to 2 straight wins in the NBA playoffs. Last night, what was it, 28-7? 28-8-7.
Yeah.
I just think it's still, even as we talk about it now, people will take for granted what I'm about to say. It's LeBron James, right? He's been great for years. He's 41 years old. This isn't supposed to happen in basketball. It is a sport where athleticism is at a premium, where your prime years for a reason, and he just is spitting in the face of that. Look at all the other guys throughout the years. Look at Michael Jordan when he was 40. Look at other guys when they were 40. They were broken down shells of men, and he is still
Look at that dunk.
A top 20 player in the NBA leading a playoff team.
Of note, Kevin Durant did play last night, and it did not matter. There's a Lakers team that was pretty much roundly picked to lose this series. Nobody giving them any belief that they would. Without Austin Reeves, without Luka Doncic, continues to be carried by that man. How about this tweet from StatMuse? The most 25 5-5 playoff games in NBA. Look at this. Michael Jordan had 73 for his career. LeBron had 75 pre-30. And 80 post-30.
Absolutely ridiculous stat.
What were you doing at 41, Brandon?
Same thing I'm doing now, just trying to stay awake.
Okay. Yeah.
It's and again, I said it on Monday and I'll say it again. You can think he's corny, you can not like him, you can think whatever you want to think about it. The one thing you cannot do is take away from how mind-boggling and unreal what LeBron James is still able to do in a basketball court.
You said corny.
And I think it's awesome.
You said corny. He's so incredible and awesome that people have to invent ways to hate him.
That's fair.
They have to invent some his attitudes or whatever they want to do, and they can nitpick certain things. But at the end of the day, it's a 41-year-old man who's the best player in a playoff series, and that's never happened in the history of the game.
It's a fair criticism to not like liars.
Liars about what?
That says that's his favorite quote, and he knew Kobe was going to drop 81.
Those
are fair criticisms to have.
Not today, Ebo. Not after that performance last night. There's never been anything more relevant said on this show.
You didn't even let me get to the but what he did last night is very impressive.
Thank you.
There's a very strong argument that LeBron James, and I don't know how KB feels about this, is the most gifted athlete to ever walk planet Earth.
I have a question. Is LeBron more durable than he is good at basketball?
So, he is elite at basketball, but he may in fact be more durable.
293 playoff games, but he hasn't missed a single one of those 293.
It's pretty shocking how he has gone 23 years now without a major hiccup at all. Nothing.
If you want to say that from a pure basketball standpoint, you want to argue one or two, him or MJ, fine, whatever, I don't care. To your point, KB, I don't think there could be any argument that he's the most durable athlete in NBA history. And it's probably not, and it's not even particularly close.
It might be in sports.
Yeah, it may be in sports. And,
he had the one hiccup with the Lakers when he first got there, but other than that.
And I would say, remember, it's not like this happens naturally. The man puts millions of dollars into his process. He sleeps like 12 hours a day or something. Like he sleeps long nights. He gets naps when he can. He millions of dollars to recovery, to training. Like it is a psychopathic drive to be great that somehow after 23 years still burns bright enough for him to go and dominate a court full of guys young enough to be his kids. Literally.
There was a widespread belief too that it was finally catching up to him this year, that his body was not the same, and that things were definitely on the downhill trend for him. But in reality, as we're finding out right now, it was just that he had to take on the role as the third guy on the team, but he still had this in him. He could still be the number one, but it was better to let Luka do his thing. I mean, Luka wound up leading the league in scoring. Austin Reeves as the two made the most sense, and LeBron kind of took a step back. But he's extremely malleable in his role, as we're seeing right now. He still can absolutely be the number one option, even though, it was a series that I think the Rockets were, minus 800?
Yeah.
They were clear-cut favorites to win this thing, and now he's up 2-0, and he's 32-0 in series that he's led by.
All right, we need
32-0 in
Crazy.
series. He goes up 2-0.
And
I need to ask a question. Go ahead.
Has he played a single one of those playoff games without hiding his scalp? Because I think basketball players need more credit. They don't have the protection of a helmet. It's vulnerable. It's intimate to expose your patchy crown and your Norwood 5
There was a
while
belief
hitting a fadeaway jumper. I think they need more respect for showing their scalp weaknesses.
There was a belief
Did you
7 or
still
8
have
years
that?
ago that he was going to go Michael and go full bald and just go
Yes.
save it. And he fought through it. He really fought through it and is still hanging on to this day. So it's very impressive. Now I got to ask a question. Luka's out. Austin Reeves is out.
Yeah.
How long does LeBron need to keep this car in the middle of the road before everybody gets back in? If he wins the series, is Luka coming back for the next? Do we know?
Reeves is
the
in
timeline?
return to play protocol, so he has started that path. I don't know what that means. I think that means he could return. Excuse me, Reeves is in return to play protocol.
Yeah.
I think Luka is still projected to next series.
Luka went overseas to try and get an expedited treatment in a way, like I don't know what makes a really good specific hamstring treatment, but he went and got one.
Yeah, Croatian
and
stem cells.
Yes, tried to speed through the process a little bit.
That's a lie, guys. I don't actually know if it's Croatian stem cells, but yeah. Look, it's unreal to me. He's incredible. You know who else was incredible last night? And then we'll move on from the Lakers game. But Marcus Smart was pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah.
D'ing up Kevin Durant, force him into 9 turnovers. It was old school Marcus Smart. Also scoring. Some interesting quotes from LeBron after the game as well about because of Smart's veteran leadership, how many times he's been in these battles. LeBron's like, I can look at him and we think the same thing. That guy gets me. Whereas he probably feels like an old man with almost everybody else. And just look at KD, man. I mean, KD's still awesome, but his entire career, he's just not LeBron awesome.
Well, and this was a Rockets team last year that everybody viewed as this up-and-coming team. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with for years. They go and get KD as the missing piece.
Yeah.
Series still far from over, but so far, KD plays in that first game yesterday, and it's night and day compared to LeBron James on the other side of the floor from him.
I hate that court.
Yeah, I was going to mention that in the open when we first started showing the highlights. How do we feel about the sort of gimmicky looks in the playoffs? They're not allowed to do it in the conference finals or finals, but they can do it in the next round as well.
Yeah.
Do we like that look? Or do
No.
we want the classic Lakers, the ball in the middle of the floor?
Classic Lakers.
I want the classic Lakers. I want yellow on the court. The Lakers should never have the color black on the court or anywhere near the uniforms. They're purple, they're gold.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't understand why it's a black court. Doesn't make sense.
Also, the only thing I really care about court-wise, we are getting the trophy back on the finals, right? They're putting that
That's
back
what
on
they
the
said,
court.
Yes, we'll see
That'll look
exactly
great.
what that means.
Looking forward to that. All right, Connie.
Yeah.
How about it? Everything's coming up, Connie, dude. Big time. Playoffs rolling on
Say.
our eye. And, in basketball, at least, we thought Philly was dead. They're chanting, we want Boston, and they go out there game 1. They get absolutely embarrassed. And then the rookie, VJ Edgecombe, not so fast, 30 and 10 for the rookie last night. And when nobody thought they could, 14.5-point dogs, Connie. The Sixers even up the series.
Yeah. First rookie since Tim Duncan to put up 30 and 10.
Yep.
First
he did
one-
it in 98.
Yes, exactly. First guard since Magic Johnson.
Youngest ever, too. Magic had the record. Youngest to ever go 30 and 10 in a playoff game.
Bingo. He's just an absolute killer. And Tyrese Maxey, stud as well. The two of them together, the VJ Max connection. It was a pleasure to watch. But this is what we were saying all the time.
What the hell is
The VJ Max connection. The Celtics are a great team, a really good team. And if they're on and they're hitting, they are almost impossible to beat. But there is a lot of variance there. Like, they rely heavily on the three. They shot 50 threes last night.
50 threes is disgusting. 13 of 50. That's
Only shot
disgusting.
26%.
50 is not that many for them.
Exactly. They could go even higher. So if you get them on a night where they're not hitting, and even last night, like, the Sixers did not rebound well. They gave up a lot of second chance opportunities to Boston. Boston could not capitalize. And then on the other end, you had plays like this from Tyrese in the fourth quarter to close it out. There was a point, I don't know if it was 90 to 89, the Celtics had cut it to 1.
Yeah.
And then Tyrese Maxey hit 2 insane threes back to back, and that pretty much sealed the deal. Clutch Gene, and then VJ Edgecombe, even though he's a rookie, he just has no fear whatsoever, and he was hitting last night.
The Celtics I don't have proof in front of me, and I'm not going to be able to present it to you, but the Celtics...
presented as fact?
I'll just say it. The Celtics in this run over the last 3 or 4 years, they've been one of the best teams in basketball. They won the championship, but they have probably one game a series.
Yeah.
Right, one game a series where they'll just come out and look like they've never played basketball before, and they'll look overwhelmed, and they'll get beat by 30, they'll get beat by 14 at home by the Sixers, and then you think, oh wow, the Sixers can climb up. That's what separates the Celtics. So next game will come out, they will be hitting threes, and they'll win by 19, and you're like, oh okay,
they're still minus 500.
Yeah,
and Edgecombe had to do something that, again, like we said, is literally historical. And so it doesn't feel like that's sustainable necessarily. So I still think the Celtics take care of business, but I'm much more interested now. Like, they at least proved that they could make him bleed.
So I said the other day on Monday, I believe, after the first run through of games. Saturday we had 4 games, Sunday we had 4 games, and it looked like the first round was going to be a big nothing burger. It looked like the Celtics killed the Sixers. Everybody looked like they were just going to be right along. And since then, the Spurs lose to the Blazers. The Celtics lose to the Sixers. All these things are suddenly happening, and we got some juice in the first round. We got a lot of juice in the first round that I don't think we had. The Wolves fought back. They beat the Nuggets. Like, there's all of a sudden a lot of things going on.
I mean, the Hawks, dude. The Hawks taking care of the Knicks in game number 2. CJ McCollum continues to ball out. Connor, close the book on the Celtics. I assume that Boston's still just going to run away with this thing. I saw you kind of grimace a little bit. Give us the Philly take here as we
let us not
on
forget
Wemby.
that VJ Edgecombe in his very first game in the league played the Celtics on the road in Boston and had an unbelievable performance there too. So this might just
let us not forget
this
that.
just might be a trend.
I forgot.
This might just be a trend where VJ Edgecombe just has the answers against the Celtics, and I don't know. Maybe we get to a point where we stay afloat. I also have to give credit to Paul George. He tacked on 19 yesterday, and we get to a point where Embiid is maybe back. I don't know. We'll see.
You hate
that's the
that
hope.
is true. I mean,
we tread
Embiid,
water a little bit, and then we get to a point where Embiid has an appendix.
I've talked to Sixers fans who have acknowledged this year that Paul George is actually very important to their success. And he's not a bum because he has to do certain things on a court that other players in teams.
Well,
that is correct.
And he's willing to accept that role.
Yes.
A former superstar who doesn't need to be first fiddle.
And that's fine. Connor hates Paul George. You hate Paul George.
I appreciate when he's on the floor.
The worst thing that could have happened for him is go to Philly because he was a guy that was always underrated for his career. They flamed out a little bit with the Clippers and the Thunder, but he's one of the best basketball players ever.
Our gimmick of me trying to get you to say Joel Embiid's a bum, and you just never will. I didn't even have to prod you a little bit. You've said Paul George is a bum multiple times, hundreds of times this year.
But now he's on the floor, and he's a very impactful
This is why you
player.
guys don't.
Even though he did have 2 air balls.
Did y'all see
yesterday.
the VJ Edgecombe quote? Tell me if y'all love this quote as much as I do, or if I'm alone here.
I guarantee you we're not going to.
Okay. Well, this is what I want my scorer's mindset to be. He said, quote, "It wouldn't have been right if I didn't shoot the ball. I had to shoot the ball, hit wide open shots and try to get my teammates assists. He's not being selfish. No. He's trying to pad his teammates' stats, Brandon. He has to shoot the ball. That's the confidence I want out of my guy that's going to have to try to carry us.
And he's winking in the camera and everything. Oh, so good.
All right, let's get to the
up.
massive news then here. Wemby, Spurs, series tied 1-1. It's almost not as much about the game itself, though, as Wemby goes down, smacks his chin. He is now in concussion protocol. At least 48 hours he has to be out. Then he has to start to go to the concussion return to play path. And these things are always weird with head injuries. Like sometimes guys get back immediately, they're symptom free, they're good to go. Sometimes it lingers. And while this is bad for the Spurs, in my opinion, this is terrible for the NBA as a whole. Like he is the star.
In what way?
Because he is the star of this tournament. He is the wild card. He's the great hope of the West to challenge the might of the Thunder. If you take him out, the entire tournament becomes less interesting.
You're looking at this as like a March Madness type bracket, and he's the darling superstar, like the Kemba Walker that can take out every other team, all the one seeds. Is that how you view it?
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
I mean, listen, injury is never good for anybody, but this is definitely this series and this first round just got way more interesting.
Yep.
And the Spurs are going to go out to Portland. You want to talk about the other day we kind of made fun of you when you said the Spurs crowd was so great.
We're great.
You want to talk about a crowd that's going to be absolutely lit on fire. That Portland crowd, when they get out there.
Yeah, Portland loves ball. It's underrated.
Portland in normal years when they had a good team was just going crazy. Now they've missed the playoffs for a little while. They're back in the playoffs and they've got a wounded Spurs team coming. That crowd's going to be incredible. This is danger time for the Spurs. Like they gotta get him back. If he misses 2 or 3 games, they could look up and all of a sudden they're down 3-1 or something like that. So just this is big time story.
So basically every team is taking a blow, a counterpunch. Do you think the Thunder take a counterpunch at all?
No.
Or are they just going
to? No,
they're just going to walk them down.
Not in series number 1.
So what are the 2-0s? The Lakers are up 2-0. The Rockets will definitely fight back in that one. The Cavs are up 2-0. I don't know that they're going to fight back in that one. And then
no, Brandon Ingram's been terrible in the playoffs, and I've loved Brandon Ingram.
The Thunder will take no counterpunches.
Yeah.
But again, everybody's just on Wemby watch, dude. I've been having so much fun watching him on this stage. It would be the biggest of disappointments if this were to linger. He's not able to come back. Brandon, it was, speaking of the Spurs,
is Scoot Henderson going to be good?
I was going to say, shout out to Scoot Henderson.
He scored 31 points.
A little
the Scoot Henderson game.
Yeah.
Dealt with a massive hamstring injury this year. Drafted, 2 picks behind Wemby?
We need him to be good. Scoot Henderson is too good of a name to not be good.
He's got the 3rd most points in franchise history through his first 2 playoff games. Brandon Roy 1, and then Damian Lillard 2.
Kyle, if I just gave you a sheet and you'd never heard of basketball and you just looked and 10 names and one of them Scoot Henderson, you assume he's the best player.
It kind of sounds like a cartoon wheelchair-bound boy, but it's a great name. What does VJ stand for, by the way?
I don't know.
Vagina Jones.
No.
Vagina Jones?
Yes.
Yeah. Vagina Jones Edgecombe. Okay, Valdez Drexel Edgecombe Jr.
Oh,
is
that
the
is
actual
baller.
answer.
Ooh,
That's
a little oil spill.
Drexel.
Last name.
It's a badass name, dude. Hey, thoughts and prayers to my 2 favorite crowds, both Buffalo and San Antonio, man. rough night last night, guys. But I still love you both, okay? I got room in my heart for both of you. Coming up next, guys.
That's what a beautiful shot of Chicago. Jeez,
All right, guys. Welcome back to WUB. Basketball in the air. We had some basketball news, not playoff news. Chicago Bulls head coach Billy Donovan stepping down.
Yeah.
And Brandon, I have a very simple question.
How stupid does North Carolina feel?
Is Billy Donovan a good coach?
Yes.
A good NBA coach?
No.
Okay, so you think?
I think he's an elite all-time college coach who was just kind of in the NBA for. If you told me Billy Donovan was in the NBA for 4 years or 14, I would believe you either way.
That's a really good point.
Wherever Billy Donovan went to the NBA, I don't know if he went in 2008 or 2018. I just know the second he went to the NBA, he disappeared from basketball, and he's just been kind of there forever. And now you have maybe one of the greatest free agent college coaches of all time. You've got some rumors that Florida might be in line to get him back. You got a lot going on, but like some guys, the NBA is the highest level of basketball, but some guys are built for college basketball.
Yep.
And Billy Donovan is an all-time college basketball coach, and basketball as a whole is more interesting if he's in that variety of the sport instead of the NBA.
NBA coaching success is so dependent on so many
Player
other things
dependent,
besides
yeah.
your skill. It's like, do
You're
you
right.
have a superstar? Do you have a functional front office, which he had neither of over the last 6
He
years?
did have it
Yeah.
at Oklahoma City, though.
Yeah.
And he won more there. He did well there, but like he had the most functional front office at Oklahoma City.
But in college basketball, the coach is the sun. He is the sun, which all the planets rotate around. In NBA basketball, the coach is like, what, Neptune? He's not that important.
I don't know. I don't know that much about space. We might have to call him a space expert. He's far out there.
All right, so
the far reaches of
there's
space.
8 planets in our galaxy.
Yeah.
All right, there's
What happened to Pluto?
No, it's a planetoid.
Yeah, there's Mercury, there's Venus, there's Earth, there's Alabama, or what are the others? Snickers? I don't know. There's
The Snicker rings.
Whatever.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They're beautiful this time of year. What are we doing? Where'd the space bit going?
idea.
Where does the NBA coach fall in the space of the
okay,
NBA?
okay, he's kinda
like your
ancillary.
superstar is the sun in the
He's a
NBA,
moon.
whereas
Correct.
the coach is the sun in the college
The,
basketball.
the coach
Yeah.
is a moon in the
and
in
Bronny's
the NBA,
the sun as well.
Yes.
rotating around.
You could make a case of coach is like third or fourth most important in a franchise.
I would say superstar player, GM, coach.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
or
what I would
owner. Owner could be above there as well.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just setting the tone.
I
for
feel
the
like that's
entire
more football,
organization.
but sure.
Potentially.
I don't want to get too sticky on Donovan here. Does it tell you anything that Reinsdorf was still such a big proponent of him, or do we just not trust Jerry Reinsdorf to the point where that opinion holds
I don't care what Jerry Reinsdorf thinks
Okay,
about anything.
that's what I was kinda thinking.
You know, he's a rich man that owns a team, and that's great. That his knowledge of everything stops there for me.
Brandon, you
Yes, hi.
mentioned Florida potentially being in on Billy Donovan. Well, what does that mean for Todd Golden?
That means Golden State. Mm-hmm. Which it
That
would
works
be
perfect.
Which would be one of the greatest, happenstances of all time. Steve Kerr is Steve Kerr officially out, or has it just been rumored that he's going to leave?
I think the rumors are flying, and the way that he grabbed
Expected.
Draymond and Steph
rumors are
Curry-
expected for everybody. So Steve Kerr expected,
Rumors. Who's spreading rumors?
Steve Kerr expected to leave Golden State. Golden State seems to be hot and heavy for Todd Golden. Florida, then logically, Billy Donovan is available. So if rumors are true, then all hell's about to break loose in coaching circles, which once again, if you tell North Carolina 3 weeks ago, hey, North Carolina, if you just wait 3 weeks, Billy Donovan's going to be available, you can have one of the best college coaches we've ever seen. Or you can do what you did, hire your guy, and go forward. I think they wait.
I kind of feel like North Carolina probably knew this was coming, but was just too prideful to wait. Because all the reports were that, look, Donovan just said he wants to finish this season, right?
Well, there's a
And
lot
North Carolina
in the
wasn't having it.
portal. You know, you got to get the portal's closed now, right?
Yeah.
So you got to get active in the portal and everything. But I think you could have taken that temporary bullet for a long-term win.
Also, I believe the NBA draft deadline, the deadline to declare, is this week as well. So it's you're up against the calendar in terms of like dealing with roster construction.
Sure.
We're also saying this as if Billy Donovan would have absolutely gone to North Carolina. Maybe they did reach out and he was just not interested.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like that could have been also
potentially.
an option.
I don't know.
I don't think North Carolina is as dumb as some people might be making them out to be.
I think it's a shot in the arm for college basketball because Billy Donovan, get him back over there. Let's get him back in college.
What about another great college coach, Dusty May? Maybe the best. He has said that, Brandon, what's the exact quote? That he wasn't going to leave for any other college job?
Sure.
I believe the case is. Do you think he sees some significant NBA interest?
Once again, a guy like Dusty May, who is thriving and succeeding by his ability to go out and get the best players available in college. It's like Nick Saban to the NFL, right? Like,
Yeah.
Nick Saban was the best in college football because he knew how to assemble the best. And you have restraints and constraints in NBA basketball that you don't have in college basketball. You can go out and spend the most money in college basketball and get whoever you want. In the NBA, you got draft picks, you got all these sorts
Aprons.
of contracts.
There's
all
aprons
the
everywhere.
NBA contract talk, don't get me started on that. It's crazy. Like, NBA success is so much different than college success, but in college, you can cook the whole meal, whereas NBA, you just got to focus on, like, the dessert. You can't cook the whole meal.
No, and it's I mean the the personality management aspect of the NBA is insane. And I know college is moving more and more that direction a little bit, but it's still not even close to like it is in the NBA, where like, your superstar player is easily more important than you.
Yeah, you get in the
He
NBA,
can get you out of there immediately.
You get in the NBA and you get sideways with a superstar. He goes to the GM, says, "Get him out of here. You're fired in 2 years." You do the same thing in college. You tell him to hit the transfer portal.
Yeah,
it's just two different animals. And I think
so you think May should stay in college?
I think every coach who is elite in college should stay in college. I think college is a much better spot for a high-profile coaching career than NBA basketball.
I would say like 2 or 3 years ago when we first started getting into the NIL business, being a coach in college, there was maybe like an appeal to go into pros because you didn't want to deal with everything yourself. Now, if you're at a good institution, they'll give you so much like infrastructure and backing that you don't have to worry about like any of the recruiting or anything. You can just have people go do it for you.
And in basketball now, to your point, if you trust yourself, while it is risky and the variance is high, your ability to change your fortune year to year, especially because basketball's a strong link sport, right? So it's not like you need to get 50 new transfers like a football team to remake it. You get 2 guys, and all of a sudden you're a tournament team, maybe even like a championship team. And so that road to climb feels a bit more open than it ever has. So it's going to be a fascinating coaching cycle to watch play out over the next few months. All right, coming up next, it is time for my favorite segment of every single week. That's that guy right there in the Flyers jersey, Connor Griffin.
You have a favorite segment every day, by the way.
And Outs. Well, this is my favorite segment of the week on Wednesday.
All right.
Griff-INS and Outs. Coming up next here on Wake Up.
Don't blame me if you change your channel.
Hey guys, welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. We got the Wednesday crew here, which means it's time for Connor Griffin to tell us what are we bringing into next week with us, what are we leaving behind. It's time for Griff-INS and Outs. Connor, take it away.
Yes, sir. Thank you, T-Bob. You're going to love this one, T-Bob.
Yeah?
Because it revolves around your favorite crowd, the best crowd in all of sports.
San Antonio?
Yes. My first in, it's wearing the shirt. So often we see these people in crowds at playoff games, the arenas, they lay out the giveaway T-shirts on the seats. Keefe, why are you looking at me?
You're looking directly into my soul. I don't have a T-shirt opinion. Say what you got to say.
There were these people who were not wearing the shirt, and this is a big part of the participation, is that the Spurs are trying to do this awesome thing with the crowd, but you got to wear the shirt. People weren't wearing them, so they bullied them on the Jumbotron. They had to put on the shirt cam, and I think more teams need to be doing this because these are the worst types of people at sporting events. Buy in, be a part of the unity, be a part of the crowd atmosphere, wear the shirt. Wear the shirt.
I don't know, Ebo. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think it's cool for somebody to not wear the shirt all year long, and then the playoffs come around, and all of a sudden he's wearing the shirt? He's wearing the shirt multiple days in a row. He's wearing the jersey even though there's never been any indication he was on the team or support the team at all.
He's cosplaying as someone who cares.
Listen, I'm gonna send a picture to our producer.
We're fans and outs here, dude.
I'd also say not even close to the worst people at the sporting event. I would say the ones that the adult autograph seekers outside the locker room.
Yes.
The fans that sit courtside and harass players for no reason, and maybe Big Gap, those people.
Potentially. Well, we'll see. I just think that people need to be doing a better job of buying into the crowd, being a part of the camaraderie.
They did make an entire,
and it worked great.
They did like an entire bit on last night's broadcast. I was building a vanity for my daughter, so it's kind of half watching.
It came out very nice.
It was either, thank you. It was either
good.
Tim Duncan or David Robinson, but they were like, your former superstar, he puts on the shirt, and that's what small markets got to have. Sets the tone for the entire crowd.
I agree.
Shout out the Spurs.
Sticking with basketball, sticking with apparel, I'm out on ankle socks. I don't know if you guys saw Kelly Olynyk the other day. He was rocking just no-show socks. They made a big point about it on the broadcast. There's something about this that...
He looks like a dad.
Exactly.
I'm into it.
This is not, though, typically what you would want to see from an NBA player, though. I don't know. I was weirded out by it. I think a lot of people were disgusted by this. The no-show ankle socks, nothing there whatsoever. I was a little bit weirded out.
Disgusted by that.
There are a lot of people online who are like, dude, you can't be doing this in the NBA.
He doesn't have great ankles for it.
Can't be showing off the ankles.
It makes his ankles appear susceptible to injury.
Yes.
I'd agree with that, but that's also the most relatable that an NBA player's foot has ever looked to me. Like, I
Perhaps.
feel represented.
I love ankle socks. I wear
He's
them all the
also
time.
he's reached a point in his life where he doesn't care about fashion criticism, probably.
Brandon, is that true? You're the most showy sock guy we got.
Yeah. Look,
That was
look
one
at
of
your
the-
socks right now.
That was one of the funniest yak bits I've ever seen last week when KP was.
He's got donut socks.
gonna have to.
What do you?
Look, guys, donuts.
He's got donuts on his
I
socks.
thought he was all business.
Wait a second.
Classic.
He's got the spunky dunkers on.
I love those.
I can't wear ankle socks because you'll see my I have stirrups.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
I
got
have
the
stirrups.
He's got
I don't
it
know if you
bad.
guys Get that.
he's got the hairline.
Yeah.
Why?
I have stirrups.
Shave?
Oh,
From wearing my high socks. Yeah.
get it out of here.
But,
Also,
there's hair
normal-
on the side.
Normal ankle socks are knee high on him.
Okay, I'm moving off of that. That was absurd. My next in.
Fourth knee high joke of the
That
week.
is crazy.
It was just a second.
My next in. It's the arena entertainment. We have reached a peak of in-arena entertainment during the breaks, during the timeouts and everything. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they've perfected the model where they are now doing leaf blowers into the face. First person to blink loses. And these guys actually did a really
This
good job.
guy's incredible.
Yeah. I think they had like
How's
3 or
he-
4 different
How's
people.
he holding up?
And it's just you can't blink as there's a leaf blower just being blown straight in your face.
Where are they getting these creatures? I
I don't know, but it's
at
an
that
awesome
guy.
video. Yeah, there. Look at that.
No, that guy's a plant.
No, Brandon, you've never been to Cleveland. Some of the most ocularly resilient men I've ever met.
It's just such a great thing to have on if you're watching League Pass and you're staying tuned during the commercial breaks. See, yep, it's tough to handle. But anyway, I love seeing
That's a
that.
crazy shirt.
I think they also did a.
Wait, what was that guy's
No,
name?
that guy was the plant, Brandon.
They were all plants.
That guy does this professionally. Go back to that guy.
were all
That guy
plants.
sits in his house with a leaf blower in
We
his
gotta
face
go
all
back
day.
to
He
that.
watches the game of baseball.
Yes. He's got the. He's a Cavs steampunk cosplayer.
It's great.
Oh my god.
I think they also did a regurgicam a couple of nights ago. I don't know. It was about like eating food and then you had to spit it back up, or maybe it was. I have to look into that. But they're fooling around with the whole arena entertainment thing, and they're doing pretty well. I like to see that. Anyway, more of that. My next out, though, I do not want to see more of this. The Michael Jordan celebrations at NASCAR.
Why?
I love seeing him happy. Don't get me wrong.
It's like the most happy Michael's ever been.
Grabbing a guy by a chokehold, kissing him on the neck. I don't know. There were a lot of people who were like, yeah. He's had some questionable clips after some NASCAR wins.
Y'all are. I hate this thing y'all are trying to do with MJ. We've never seen him be human, happy, sincerely excited for another man, not feel the need to be the alpha. I love seeing MJ in this.
NASCAR MJ is the best MJ.
Yes.
He's just out there, just pure, unadulterated happiness.
He's actually doing interviews.
Brandon, if I came up to you and I grabbed you by the throat, and then I gave you a kiss, and then I gave you a little noogie afterward, would you appreciate that, or?
You're not Michael Jordan.
Only one way to find out, big boy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what would you do if Mike did that to you? You would. I would be over the moon.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Again, I've never seen Michael Jordan subservient to another man until this NASCAR run here.
Well, it does seem like he's having a blast. I'm very happy for him.
I'm out
6
on-
wins here? 5 wins?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
At least 4, because they started with 3 and just
5.
kind of they got 5. Okay.
Yeah,
Much
one
better
day.
than his run in Charlotte.
Correct. Well,
This is the run is also in Charlotte, I guess.
Yeah,
suppose,
sure. Yeah.
Good point.
Ebo, let the segment be the segment.
All right.
Well, my next in, Michael Jordan, a lot of people call him the GOAT, which I think is very fitting for this next one. Minor League Baseball is so in right now. I don't think we appreciate minor league baseball enough in this country. It is such a great institution where you never know what you're going to see at the ballpark. There's always something random happening. Look what's going on in right field. There's just a herd of goats at this game in Rome, Georgia. And then they keep like scrambling away from the field as those two guys are going after the foul ball. I don't know where the goats came from.
Are they used for? Is that dog
May I
hurting
say
them?
something? Those are sheep.
Are they sheep?
The first, is it a mixture of sheep and goats? There's a
I thought it
border
was
collie
goats
there.
at first glance. Is it sheep?
There's sheep at the front of the line.
You know what? I'll
That could be a sheepdog potentially.
Well, that's
And
a border collie. That guy deals with sheep and goats. He can do whatever.
Are they using this for weed control? That's something I've been exploring.
there's some goats in there.
No, there's some, I think it's sheep and goats.
Yeah, it's a mixed crew.
Sure.
But yeah.
That's something I've been exploring on the domestic front, is hiring a team of goats to come out to my yard and eat all the weeds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's some real millennial stuff from you, T-Bone.
I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet. I may just give myself over to the English Ivy. We'll see.
That'd be great.
Shout out to, I guess, minor league baseball. I don't know.
Rome,
I don't
Georgia.
really care about.
I just think you never know what you're going to get into. They're always doing these crazy
Border
promotions.
collies are awesome.
They are great.
They're incredible dogs.
Random animals. My last out to finish off the segment, the one thing I appreciated about that is that those animals were not on the field, not in the field of play. The Cubs grounds team, they're my next out. I don't know what they're doing. They had a goose on the field on Monday night. They then last night had a rat just roaming around. There it is. Roaming around. It was just hanging out behind like the dugout almost. It was a really weird situation. It's back-to-back nights. I've never seen this before. Just wild animals roaming throughout the course of the game. And listen, it's hurting my Phillies. My Phillies can't get a win there because there are all these distractions.
What do you want the grounds crew to do about a goose?
I'm out on them.
Also, this is Chicago. People don't want to talk about it. There's more rats here than any city I've ever been to. They're everywhere.
Not more than New York.
No, actually,
I think they're more out and about in Chicago than in New York.
I think there would be studies and research that shows that there are more rats here than New York.
Yeah.
We used to do a better job of keeping them, but apparently the Cubs, not so much.
Question related to him saying he's never seen an animal on a baseball field. What is your favorite animal appearance on a baseball field?
I've never seen it back-to-back games like this either.
Is it related to bees? Is it Jabba Chamberlain getting attacked
Bees
by,
is good.
by gnats?
There was a cat that got out on the field in the 80s, and the guy came out and got it, and he's taking it off, and the cat claws him and he just ends up throwing the cat because so cats are good.
What about ostriches? We all remember Ping Bodie from the Yankees in 1919. He had a pasta eating contest against an ostrich and won in 11 rounds.
Yeah.
What were they eating? Are they eating pasta?
Yeah, Ping made it 11. The ostrich, 10.
I mean, I don't know. Randy Johnson blowing up the birds
Yeah,
all
that's the
time.
one.
Yeah, but I mean that's that's great.
I mean, there's rally squirrels and stuff.
Yeah. But
Rally possum.
Oh, when you talk about going further than baseball, whenever a squirrel gets on a football field and the crowd cheers as he crosses the goal line, that's a fun animal interaction. But the greatest of all time happened in Prentiss County, Mississippi, when Baldwin and Boonville were playing, and a skunk got on the sideline. Now they call it the Skunk Bowl. That was about 15 years ago. So that's the greatest animal on field of all time, a skunk.
What about the bat in San Antonio?
Bat was good in the
And then the
arena.
coyote came out dressed as Batman.
Yeah.
I don't remember the bat as well.
Oh yeah,
And then Manu Ginobili just
he
swatted it out of
swatted
the
the
air.
bat. That's right. I forgot about
yes,
that.
I remember it now. Sure.
That was pretty good.
Manu, not scared of rabies. I would be.
Terrified.
Makes you hydrophobic.
Any normal
You ever
person
seen
would.
video of somebody who's
I've seen
hydrophobic?
descriptions. It's the worst way to die. You're
Terrible.
in grave fear, and then you suffer that grave fear until you die and go to hell.
It's a rough way to end.
Why did you add that?
Don't
part?
get rabies.
Hoist
Rabies
your own
send you to hell.
petard.
Yeah. Weird universal portal.
Look at that, Brandon.
What?
College football playoff expansion. It's hotter than ever, and according to reports, potentially bigger than ever.
Are we just never going to not talk about college football playoff expansion?
It's worse.
Even
than
when we
ever.
get to 24, we're going to talk about going to 48. We're just never.
It's worse than ever, and we're gonna get to it next here at Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool, FS1 college football. Me is the #1 college football personality in the country. Brandon is the #1 college football personality at the company. I think we're well suited to talk on this. So Ross Delger had a big report from Yahoo Sports yesterday, where and I'll try to get this all straight. So the spring meeting's been going down. That's all the Power 4 commissioners and power players, as well as the Notre Dame AD. They've all been meeting, and it appears, and there's also a separate group now, which is made up of like sports media executives, like Fox Sports, a bunch of other guys that aren't coaches or administrators, but are kind of consulting here. There is a lot of movement gathering around a 24-team playoff. And imagine this, guys. I love the Trojan horse that they use to kind of justify this. They're saying it's about money. But they're saying we need to make more money for these financially stressed schools. You see, we don't want hundreds of millions of dollars just to get the hundreds of millions of dollars, but we need to help with these financially stressed schools by adding inventory. They met about this 3 of the 4 Power 4 commissioners were there. Notably absent was Greg Sankey. The SEC very much wants a 16 team. Big Ten wants 24. But again, a lot of momentum for 2014, Brandon.
I think 16 is probably the next best number after 12. But what I don't understand is we spent almost 100 years in the old system that was trash, and we was doing bowls and everything. And finally, we got a 4-team playoff, and we went about 10 years with the 4-team playoff. Then we go to 12, and now as soon as we get 12, we don't have 12 for 5 minutes before somebody's saying, "Oh, let's go 24." I am not a big I'm not a big proponent of what a lot of people say. A lot of people say the 12-team playoff even ruins the regular season. I think the 12-team playoff makes it even better. I think you got more at stake throughout the season. November's a lot more exciting with more teams in the mix. However, there does need to be some exclusivity to a playoff.
Right.
And 24 is just way too many. 24, you're talking about borderline top 25 teams getting into the playoff. That's absolutely silly. I think 12 is where exclusivity and eliteness still matter, and that's the sweet spot. 24 would ruin that.
It is still a major accomplishment to make the playoff. As
Right
of
now, yes.
Yeah.
You expanded to 24, really not that much.
If your school has ever made a 12-team playoff, you should be very proud of yourself.
That's true.
If your team has never made a 12-team playoff, you should be deeply
When you say
embarrassed.
make a 12-team playoff, do you mean like being put in there because of charity and trying to make it
No,
look
I don't
like
think
it's a
I don't think it's
nationwide
because of
game?
charity. I think there was a rule that said top 5.
You're worried about any.
Yeah, again, you said
your
rule,
conference.
though. You said rule. Like getting in on a
Like
technicality.
I think winning
Getting
your
in on a
conference.
technicality and then getting your doors blown off isn't
I
really
think
making
we
the
don't have to
playoffs,
run
is
these
it?
highlights right now.
Here's-
Whoever in the
okay.
truck is out of control. Someone in that truck is out of control.
Here's my question, guys. Because I've accepted a lot with college football. You know, I try not to be the old man saying, "Oh, in my day," but this feels like the same trend that we see everywhere else in our society right now, which is chasing short-term profits at the risk of potential long-term damage to kind of change the very nature of the thing that you once loved, right? And hey, my question to y'all would be, can there be a step too far?
Yeah, there can.
Well, I know there can for us.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I would hate this, and this would actually start to really make me pretty cynical and jaded, and I'd start being the old man. But will the numbers still go up?
How much?
Because the money will go up, but will viewership ever go down? Because ultimately that's going to make these decisions, and that's where I become a bit sad and thinking that there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Listen, even the 12-team playoff drags. It drags. Now, I assume if they did a 2014 playoff, they would tighten it up and you wouldn't have the gaps in the schedule that
you
we
almost
have
have to
now.
knock out conference championships.
Well, that's the other
Yeah,
thing.
but
You
you're-
would. No, that is a part of the
You have to do
proposal.
that.
They already want those out.
And if they go even further, they'd have to eat into the regular season. Like there's just the product itself needs to stay at a standard where you got to ask the question: how much money is enough money? Because at some point you got to stay to your standard. You got to stay to your 12-game season, your conference championships, and whatever. And now expansion is just happening at such a rate that when does it stop and when does it start eating the actual product itself, which is what you asked.
And again, I know it would eat it for me. So Jeremy's saying 9-4 Michigan would have made it, 9-4 USC would have made it. You would have watched it.
Let's come to Jesus right now,
yeah.
me and you.
Yeah.
Would it really? Like you are a college football lifer, I'm a college football lifer. I don't know if there's anything college football can actually throw at me where I would say, I'm out on that.
Well, I wouldn't stop watching.
Right.
But again, I would become.
You would just.
What's the old quote? Be careful fighting monsters lest you become one. I've tried to maintain positivity. I've tried to maintain optimism. I've tried not to become that angry Star Wars nerd yelling about the prequels or the sequels or whatever. And yet this could force me down that path. Where I'm still watching, I'm still hooked, but suddenly I'm Big T.
It's like
just
episode
complaining
2
about everything.
when Samwise and Boba Fett were talking in the desert of Tatooine.
Yeah.
It's
not unlike that.
Samwise is like, hey man, how much is enough? And Frodo is like, all the way. We got to go all the way.
Got to get to Mount Doom.
We got to get to Mount Doom.
And it's all about the heart of the cards.
It really is. I'm lost. I have no idea where my fake.
Again, it's where I become fearful is there's so many people with a vested interest in expansion.
Sure.
Any middling coach, all the SEC coaches are all complaining now and administrators about going to a 9-game conference schedule without expansion. Everybody's going to make more money. And again, it just highlights the NCAA's biggest problem, or college football's biggest problem. The second biggest sport in America, and nobody's in control.
Correct.
It's actually
Bingo.
absurd.
Well, you're getting deep into the weeds on your thoughts here. Ultimately, 24 is just too much.
Yeah.
24,
Like, keep it simple.
12,
yeah.
12 or 16. 16, I think, is the perfect number.
16 is beautiful. No buys.
Yes.
Home games until the semis.
Yep.
16 is a sexy number.
24 works at the FCS level, but if you did 24, you'd have to have like 200 teams, I think. And
All right.
the money
But nobody's watching FCS football to the playoff.
Yeah.
Ebo, stop talking. You know why? You got a lot of talking to do to kick off hour number 2 because it's time for an Ebo Baseball Bonanza. Coming up next here on FS1, let's see what's going down in the MLB.
Big night for Wes Wilson last night.
You're saying West?
Is that? Are we back on Beach House?
No, Baltimore Orioles right here.
I think it's somewhere.
Hope everybody's having a wonderful and wacky Wednesday. This is Wake Up Barstool. It's hour number 2. It's time for Ebo's Baseball Bonanza, where we dive into the world of the MLB, maybe a little college baseball as well. Biggest stories going on. Ebo, where do you want to start today?
Can I start with a little bit of sad news?
Yeah, what's going on?
Guys, we have our first team eliminated from playoff contention. And
Already?
It's only April.
That's not possible.
It's Earth.
It's a long season.
The New York Mets have been eliminated from the postseason. They've lost 12 in a row. No team has ever lost 12 in a row and made the playoffs. The New York Mets have been eliminated. I am sorry, McPhil. I am sorry, Frank. I am sorry, KFC. I am sorry, Clem.
Another mutter.
The Mets have been canceled, I believe, as KFC would say. The Mets have missed the playoffs.
It is crazy.
We've lost the Mets.
That Frank the Tank on here, he said here on the show a couple of times ago, and he was very negative. They're going to get swept by the Cubs. Okay, yeah, that came to pass. They're gonna lose, but even amidst all of this losing, he pointed to last night. He said, "Well, look, McClain on the mound, gotta have it. That Tuesday night game, that's when the Mets can win." And they're up 3-0 going into the 7th, and they end up blowing it for the 12 loss.
I saw this lineup in person on Saturday. It is weak, man.
All right, yeah,
there is something off about this Mets team.
But it's not supposed to be weak, right?
I mean, yeah, they went out and made a bunch of moves. It's just.
I mean, Bo Bichette just can't play baseball anymore.
Carson Bench hasn't been as good as they thought he was going to be this year. Yeah, Bo Bichette's been off. Lindor had his first home run, 4 days ago? First RBI 4 days ago?
Does it give you any hope that Soto's supposed to return today?
Is there
No, man.
any chance they just go on a tear soon? Like they win 10 in a row. Is there any chance? I mean, they are in a division.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's baseball. Anything can happen, but at the same time, if you dig
don't
yourself,
think you're allowed to say that.
Yeah, no, they got copyrighted. We haven't settled that beef yet.
All
Yeah.
right, we'll check with legal after the show.
Yeah. No, we checked with the home by 3 guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you dig yourself such a big hole, like.
Yeah.
This happened. I mean, I don't want to bring it back to the Orioles, but the Orioles dug themselves a massive hole in April last year, and they couldn't get out. So,
But they could
if you
get
set yourself back this far, I don't know what you do.
they could get the 7th wild card.
That's true. Expand the playoffs.
Yeah, so the Mets suck. 12 in a row, absolutely brutal.
Eliminated.
Very
Make
funny
the
to
graphic.
watch Mets fans suffer from afar this early in the season.
But they are the funniest team to have a 12-game losing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and the craziest part of it all is they're dropping a new gimmick every day to try to break the curse.
Construction workers yesterday?
I mean,
That was it after the Lindor thing, after the home run was construction vest, and
the announcers outside the stadium yesterday, just anything, trying to get anything done for a win.
What do we got next?
The new home run king, we found him.
Really?
Munetaka Murakami, 9th homer last night. I believe it's 4 in 5 games with him or something like that. But hit 264 in Japan his first 8 seasons. Came over this year. I think people kind of overthought him a little bit because
that's
he
a
ended up
big
on the
man.
White Sox. But yeah, he
Overthought him or overlooked him?
they overthought his peripherals, his strikeout numbers, his whiff numbers.
He hits bombs.
I was about
When
to
he
say,
hits
dude.
them, they go
Look at that thing.
far.
I saw that one the other day. They put that
it's
at 431
thick,
feet.
too.
He hit it over the batter's eye in center field.
Yeah. I don't think he'll actually break the all-time home run record. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but he is great zone discipline. I believe he's 2nd or 3rd in the league in walks, and he's 2nd in the league in homers. And like you said, no cheapies from this guy.
No, this guy hits tanks, man.
Tanks only. So shout out Munetaka, Murakami. Shout out the White Sox having something to be excited about. Kyle Teal coming back soon, maybe. So, yeah, the White Sox look.
Munetaka Murakami kids, go to lunch today and start talking about Murakami. Impress your friends with your baseball knowledge. All right, what do we got next?
We can't do a baseball segment without mentioning maybe the most impressive feat in baseball, and that is Mason Miller striking out 72% of the batters he's faced this year. The all-time record is Aroldis Chapman for a 162-game season. 52.5% of the batters he faced, he struck out. Mason Miller is doing something so ungodly, so unimaginable that we have to acknowledge it every time he does it. No earned runs this year?
32 scoreless innings
Yeah.
in a row. It's unbelievable.
And so this is all, are we crafting the Mason Miller Cy Young campaign?
So it's tough because I think a reliever winning is very dependent on what's going on around him. Zach Britton had an 800 ERA plus. Mason Miller's is about a 700. That's saying Mason Miller's 700% better than league average. Zach Britton did in a year where Rick Porcello had an ERA over 5, and he still didn't win Cy Young. Clase didn't win Cy Young a few years ago. He was going up against School. So it's really, if he gives up no runs the entire year, there's no case against him. There's no case against him. If he gives up one run the entire year, I don't think there's a case against him. But if he gives up more than like one run, it's very much dependent on what's going on around.
The Padres are also going to be in the mix.
Yeah.
Like they're right, but the Dodgers are off to a historic start, and the Padres are right beside them.
Crazy odds on the Padres, still like 30-1.
Yeah.
When we checked the other day, like much worse than a lot of.
But if he goes into a game, you already know what his line's going to be. It's going to be 1 inning pitched. It's going to be 1 save, 3 strikeouts every day. Every single day he pitches.
Remember when Brandon and Mark tried to make fun of you when you said that this was breaking news that you got traded?
It was one of the I thought it was one of the biggest trades in like the history of the deadline. They traded their number 2 overall prospect in baseball, Leo DeVry, for Mason Miller.
Connor.
A reliever.
Connor.
Yeah.
Next play, man. We don't look back. We look forward.
I'm just saying.
I got
Also, that's a different show. That's mostly sports.
I know, but Ebo was on the scent of that. As soon as that trade happened, he was like, hey, listen, this is going to be a big deal.
How about I sock you right in the nose?
He's a
Connor?
guy that's so good, though. The A's tried him out as a starter, and it's just, you can't make it work for more than an inning.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's got to be a way we can get this guy impacting more of the game than just if they're winning by 3 runs. So.
Yeah,
He's just so awesome. Like, how do you strike out 72% of the batters you face?
I guess, but what do you lose to try to make it work for more? I don't know.
There's
I don't
trade-offs, obviously. Yeah.
Would you rather see like he'd even be an elite starter, maybe one of the best, but like you said, if he's 700% better than his peers right now, I kind of like exploiting that, and I like watching it. Like it's more interesting for me just to watch.
What's your hometown?
Columbia Park, Maryland.
If I dropped you into
Fairfax, Virginia.
If I dropped you into Fairfax, Virginia right now, their local Little League, their 12-year-old Little League this year, and I gave you...
Could I strike out 72% of the batters?
Could you strike out 72% of the batters?
No, I don't think I could.
That's a very good point. Okay, guys, Fernando Mendoza threw out the first... Oh, okay, sorry. Backyard brawl.
Yes, we have to get to college baseball. We have to acknowledge a little bit of college baseball. Last night, the backyard brawl is back. It is something that these NCAA overlords have tried to take away from us. We got a midweek game. Pitt went into West Virginia last night. They went up 19-0 on the number 12 team in the country, West Virginia. They end up winning 23-1. I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because this is crazy. Midweek baseball and college baseball can get really out of hand. Florida lost last night. LSU's lost to a bunch of really, really bad schools.
Well, LSU's not good this year, but yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of crazy things going on in college baseball. We got to keep our eye on it. We're getting close to the road to Omaha, so shout out Pitt.
Look, this one just got away from him,
When it comes to
it happens.
like viral clips, and I think college baseball punches way above its weight class.
Oh, yeah.
College baseball gives us a lot of great stuff. That was also a great looking stadium.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about West Virginia, but it's pretty cool. You ever been to a baseball game in West Virginia, Kyle?
Yeah, our dugouts are all on the same side because they're all built on a ledge.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. I thought that was the norm. But West Virginia's, they're getting mercy ruled by more than just Pitt. They're getting mercy ruled by the health and drug crisis,
Fentanyl.
decaying economy, population decline.
Well, that was depressing.
Wait, what about the monorail though? Is that still around, or the elevated train?
Oh, the what did they call it? The PRT. Yes.
The PRT.
Yeah, a little fun mode of transportation. I think it breaks down every once in hour.
I've had a fun night or two at Joe Mama's. You ever been to Joe Mama's?
Never been to Joe. I've actually never been out
Maybe knows
in
Joe
Morgantown.
Mama's.
I would love to go out in
Sleazy
Morgantown.
business going on at the Morgantown bar scene.
All right, guys. Fernando Mendoza threw out the first pitch of the Marlins game, and
This was
it's caused
perplexing.
a bit of a stir online.
I don't.
Quarterback, rocket arm. Surely he's going to throw a heater, right? Here he is. Crowd loves him. Hometown boy. Nice little looper.
I don't understand. He's a Heisman Trophy national championship winning quarterback. He is one of the best quarterbacks we've seen. Why can't he throw a baseball?
That is a guy that when he was 12,
he obviously grew up playing baseball.
No, that's a guy that when he was 12, when he went to learn how to throw, he went to a quarterback coach.
He loves
quarterback
football.
coach.
He threw it
loves
like
He throws it like a football. He loves football so much he refuses to throw a baseball like it should. Watch his wrist snap at the end, his feet. I mean,
Yes, he does throw it like
said
football.
said
That's
his
pure
good.
football throw.
I think it's a great first pitch.
He actually, even in his warm-ups, I was watching his warm-ups. He throws. He just throws football. That's all he cares about.
Yeah, he doesn't get.
That's why he's my number one pick.
So in his mind, he does like a 7-step drop there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he went throwing hard, nice little looping, catchable throws. Look, I kind of like that. I don't think it's a red flag. I think it's a sign of where his head's. Like, that's representative of the intangibles that have made Fernando Mendoza.
I saw a first pitch over the weekend. A guy went to a small college, Binghamton College. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Guy went to Binghamton, gets off the plane, drives 2 hours to get up there, gets on the mound, throws a perfect strike. It was a beautiful, beautiful toss.
What are we talking?
Connor Griffin.
Oh, thank you, man.
Connor Griffin just snuck up to Binghamton and threw out a first pitch over the
When?
weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Also-
And listen, as a first pitch expert now, they told me, don't worry about throwing it fast. Just get it there.
Brandon,
That's what
you've
Fernando
surely
Mendoza
done
did.
a first pitch, huh?
I've never done a first pitch. Now,
Oh, wow.
you flew out to Binghamton and you threw from like 60 feet away, right?
The full, yeah.
Okay, you're flying out tonight. Will you be getting balls deep tonight?
In Vegas? We'll see. I don't know. I got to check the scheduling of it all.
I just want to.
Why are you looking at me like
I want to
that?
make Connor sit in this. Oh, look at this
Yeah,
guy.
this is the first pitch.
The leg kick.
I balked.
balked.
The PA announcer had to wrap up. I got too antsy. I balked, but then, yeah.
Also, Brian, I'm going to call ABS on the.
Okay,
nice
good
frame.
throw.
I'm tapping my helmet
It's a
on you
nice
calling
frame.
that a strike.
Shout
I'm
out
tapping
Connor
my
Griffin.
helmet.
You want a challenge on that?
Shout out
challenging
Binghamton
that.
Baseball. The Bearcats, they're on fire right now. Shout out to them.
A couple of those shout out. Shout out the Washington Nationals.
Oh, yeah.
What's
The
that?
team that everyone thought was going to be doo-doo leads the league in runs. So shout out to Washington Nationals.
Shout out to
James
the
Woods,
Cubs,
Austin
7 in a
Seaver,
row,
fun.
winners. NL Central, unbelievable. Everybody wins. All right, guys, there was the Baseball Bonanza. Coming up next, NFL Draft coming up on Thursday. It is now time to spin. Well, God, wow. Geez, Connor infected me. Whatever. We're going to spin a wheel. We're going to give takes on every NFL team. It's going to be great. Coming up next here on Wolf. Jeez. All right, guys, it is draft week, okay? It is the penultimate night, Draftsmith's Eve. And the draft boards are hung from the chimneys with care. General managers all around the league looking to right the ship of their franchise and forge a path into the future. So we're going to help him. Yes, we have Jay Glazer coming on next, and he might have actually, good and informed opinions. But I know you want to hear from us. And so we're going to put all 32 NFL teams in a wheel here. We're going to spin it, and whoever it lands on, guys, we're going to devise a round one draft strategy for.
Okay.
You ready to do this thing?
Yes.
All right, let's hit it. I probably should have not tried to freestyle the Draftsmith's Eve thing.
That's okay.
There's something there.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing.
Workshop it.
Yeah.
That was awful.
No, there's something there.
No.
For sure. All
Vontae
right,
Mack, no matter what.
spin the wheel. Who are we going to land on? Round and round it goes. Where it lands, nobody knows.
Oh, this one's. I got this one, T-Bob. I got this one.
Oh, no.
Is this a word? Is it kayfabe when it's fake?
I got this one.
Is this a fake week?
I think they should go quarterback.
Yeah.
I think they got to go quarterback, and I think they got to look no further than Indiana's Fernando Mendoza. That's what I would do, Raiders.
Okay.
How about we? I'll be the guy in the draft room that suggests a bad idea. How about that? It's a work session, right?
Go ahead.
This feels like a bad idea.
Trade the pick.
To whom?
Whoever wants
For
it.
what?
Whatever they want to give you.
Whatever they want. Whatever they want to give.
Yeah, go with Kirk Cousins for a year. Trade out of this pick. build a roster around Kirk Cousins.
When was the last time, aside from maybe they trade the pick, when was the last time it was this universally agreed upon that the team with the number 1 pick is taking this particular guy?
Feels like every year.
Yeah, I was gonna say last year.
And now I will say this: I don't know. I think there could be some character concerns with Bo Callahan. I think Callahan is a guy that it was great at Wisconsin, but you could look at like a Ray Jennings later in the trade down to 7, maybe Ray Jennings. Vontae Mack at Ohio State is somebody that looks really good. So there's a lot of options here.
What bid are we doing here? Oh, draft. I've never seen draft day.
Kevin Costner.
Well, get used to it because that's my whole segment.
Okay.
Ebo.
Yeah, this is a great question.
Wait, are you still bad idea guy, or are you being sincere with the
Great
Panthers?
question. We kind of fortified the defense a little bit. Went out and got Jalen Phillips. Went out and got Devin Lloyd. Defense on the outside, the corners are good. I really don't know what the biggest hole is other than maybe our quarterback needs lifts in his shoes. But
Are you in? Okay, well that feels like
That's
short
Titus.
on short crime.
I can say it.
You can say it, but you're supposed to present a united front. Like you should be cheering for Bryce
I'd like
Young.
to see.
Think a receiver, maybe?
I'd like to see some offensive.
I was going to say,
line.
are you going to invest in Bryce Young with the O-line help?
I think
skill
the receiving
position
core
help?
is fine outside of Leggett. I like Coker. I like Tet. But
Oh man, we don't like Xavier Leggett.
Why are you guys at
Jatavion Sanders is also, I think, a guy that if he's healthy, he's fine.
Why are you guys at 19?
We made the playoffs, Brandon.
You guys made the playoffs?
Yeah, we almost
The
beat the
NFL
Rams.
playoffs?
Remember that?
No, I don't
Did
think so.
y'all win the South?
We won the division on a technicality.
I'm pretty sure y'all in the top 5.
We won the division on a technicality. I'd take some O-line help. Hopefully not too tall, though.
I'm pretty sure the Panthers are in the top 5, right?
Shockingly depressing to be a Panthers fan to be picking 19.
It's T-Bob terrible. We should trade up.
The Panthers don't belong at 19.
No, not at all.
Oh. I thought we were getting.
Oh, we're so close. All right, Commanders. PFT's guys.
Connor, this is your squad.
This is not my squad. I mean, yeah, they're a very old team. I think anybody in this draft, it would be good to maybe even out the ratio of young to old. Defensively, I would say that's probably the biggest issue.
Can somebody help me out? Obviously, they don't need a quarterback.
No.
But you take any team that wasn't in the playoffs last year, and you go in the NFL draft. I'm almost universally going to say, they need some offensive line help. They need somebody who can get after the passer, and they need somebody to stretch the field. And that feels like a universal need for every single team everywhere. Could I just say that on every answer? The Commanders need somebody who can stretch the field, need somebody who can get after the passer, although they're a team that does get after the passer. And they need somebody who can, maybe some offensive line help.
Perhaps.
So Caleb Downs is the answer. Hopefully Caleb Downs makes it to you.
I'm kind of in the invest in Jaden camp here. What about this? What if Jeremiah Love was still on the board? Do you take a shot on Love?
I don't know. I don't think Love is making it out from McShay.
No, I agree.
McShay's reporting is basically that Love is not making it past 4.
Brandon, I believe you're going to disparage Jaden Daniels.
I'm not at all. That's your LSU paranoia going off. Jaden Daniels is a good young quarterback. But my question would be, you say invest in the quarterback, and what you mean is either get him an offensive tackle or a receiver. But isn't
Weapon or protection, yes.
But isn't getting upgrading your defense, upgrading any position on the field, investing in your quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Improving the team at all is investing in your quarterback.
But you can agree that there can be a more direct investment.
Sure. But what's good is a second receiver if your back end of your defense is terrible.
But I guess, their offensive problems are bigger than just personnel, too. I mean, they're going through entire stylistic changes that it remains to be seen.
Now this is we can't gimmick the wheel one time.
Ebo, what do the Panthers need?
Quarterback.
Spin again. I was going to say let's go Vikings, but okay. We're going to land. No, okay, this is crazy.
Will,
this is
good
crazy. Okay.
All right, what do the Commanders need?
If this lands Panthers, I'm leaving.
Oh, keep going.
We don't have to be beholden to the wheel. Connor, what do the Eagles need?
Eagles need
A receiver, because you're getting rid of your...
No. Devontae Smith is more than capable of being a wide receiver 1. Jalen Phillips, as Ebo pointed out earlier, that's a big-time loss. We tried to get him back, just was too big of a price tag, so maybe some edge help. But then also, the offensive line has been really banged up, and that was the strength of the team for years. Was not a strength last year, so I wouldn't be shocked.
I'm just going
if
to
they
go and
went
say it.
offensive
The
line.
Eagles' window is closed. It's over.
No, it's not, dude.
It's over.
Don't say
Got
that.
a bad quarterback. Your receiver wants out of town. It's over.
Hey, well, we'll see what happens with A.J. Brown. I don't know. Did you say yeah? Who'd you say yeah?
KB, I don't know.
You say yeah, KB?
Kyle.
KB or
I believe Kyle said yeah.
So, yeah.
It felt like a straight. It did feel like it was from that side of the room, even though Ebo said it.
Now, did the wheel actually land on the Vikings there?
No.
Chargers?
Chargers, okay.
If the Chargers are going to use a pick, and this is a big if, I don't know. I was going to try to do a bunch of if stuff, but I ran out of ifs after.
You want me to get back to draft day?
No, I wanted to do if stuff with Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah. The if man.
They call him the if man online.
Oh, I see.
You be careful talking Justin Herbert around
I'm
the
just
top
saying.
hour.
I just wanted to make a couple if jokes. Yeah, we should be praising him. I'm sorry.
Close.
Sorry.
What are you looking up
Perfect man
over
in
there?
America.
Some Chargers strategies.
All right, here you go.
All right, here we
Bob.
go, dude. New Orleans Saints. All right. I got a lot of thoughts here. First off, I'm not worried about Ruben Bain's short arms, okay? Now, there is a part of me, I don't see this happening, but I did read Stephen Che's mock draft 4.0, and he had Jeremiah Love still available at this point. I know it would feel maybe a bit, what's the word I'm looking for, incongruous, because you go and sign Travis Etienne, and you still have Alvin Kamara, and he's still young. He's about 30 years old now.
He's not young.
30. He's not
That's
young.
ancient.
Look, I think Kamara has some left in the tank. Whatever. The
fine.
point is, if Love is there, my dumb brain, I would go Love. I think he's the best player in the draft. That'd be very exciting. If he's not, Ruben Bain could be excellent. Chase Young had a huge bounce back year last year. Again, I don't care about Bain's short arms, but it's probably going to be a receiver. They believe in Tyler Shuck. They need receiver help. The Saints wide receiver room has been a disaster. And it appears like the consensus is Carnell Tate. Though, again, I kind of find myself leaning Mekhi Lemon. Reason being, Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, he had everybody else in Ohio State, like everybody else taking all this attention. Mekhi Lemon, everybody knew he was the weapon for Miami. He was the one getting the ball, and yet still he dominated everybody consistently. He's 5'11", pure muscle. I'm into Mekhi Lemon. But yeah, I think the Saints, to your point, Brandon, go receiver.
I personally like Jordan Tyson better than Mekhi Lemon, but I'll just say
They're
this.
worried about injuries. They've already had Chris Olave. He's hurt all the time.
To your hope about Jeremiah Love, Jets are 2, Cardinals are 3, Titans are 4, Giants are 5. Jeremiah Love's not making it through that group.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I agree. So I would be cool with, I'd be cool with Ruben Bain or any of the big 3 receivers. I think that
Ruben
makes
Bain is a great landing spot there.
Yeah.
If you're at 8, I think you're at 8. If you're at 8 and Ruben Bain is sitting there for the Saints, I think that's fantastic.
Feels like you would get really high value there.
Yeah, I would think so.
I hate, to your point, that the Saints have probably the best quarterback in the division going forward. They have their franchise guy, and they get to pick at 8, and we have to pick at 19.
Yeah.
This isn't fair, man.
Yeah, but you thought it was all sunshine and roses when you were in the playoffs. Oh, look at us, we're in the playoffs.
It was kind of fun to make the playoffs. It was fun to care.
Brandon, we're spin the wheel. Dolphins.
Oh, Dolphins are in this mode that
Anything?
anything, and whatever you want to pick, you're going to improve the team just by drafting a warm body at this point. And if they could trade back and get 7 more picks, I think they got 6 or 7 picks in the top.
They have a ton of picks.
They have a ton of picks here. So this is not about getting the one guy. It's about getting the 6 or 7 guys who can just start.
What y'all actually need are it's financial. Y'all just need rookie contracts.
That's
You have
correct.
so much dead money that you can't afford to trade up and pick a guy. You have to select every single one of these picks
receiver,
just to fill affordable bodies.
Got to get a receiver that can hit the ground running and help Malik Willis.
You'd prefer him to catch it, not run it.
Good one.
But hit the ground running though. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you don't want him to hit the ground though, because
and he's tackled.
Yeah.
All right, guys, there was probably the single worst draft
Awful
that's
segment.
ever been produced.
Terrible segment.
That's on us. Hands up.
Good input.
Jay Glazer's going to join the show. What's up, KB?
That was good input.
Okay, great. Yeah, perfect way to end it. Jay Glazer coming up next. Very excited to talk to him. Don't go anywhere. Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Again, guys, last segment, draft disaster. This segment, draft masterclass. with our guy, Jay Glazer, who tomorrow will be hosting first-round draft coverage for Fox Sports Radio. So if you're listening to radio, go check out Jay. He's going to give you all the insight you need. He's going to give us insight this morning. Jay, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us from your stunningly beautiful home.
Told you guys, my wife is rich, not me. My wife.
Well, you've done very well for yourself nonetheless, Jay. I mean, you look at your entire career, it's like everybody loves you. You're connected. You're dialed in. And so we're going to try to use some of that expertise here to answer some of our questions. And I'll start with this. Not to say that this is going to come to pass, because you never know on draft day. But what is the juiciest bone that you're chewing on right now, that you're hearing, a rumor that just won't die?
No, I know something that's going on. I just can't say it yet because I was told you can't say it until, kind of getting on the clock there. But it's an interesting draft. By the way, my first draft was 1991.
Damn.
And I know, right? Man, I'm old, but I look good.
Steve,
It was like a ballroom in New York City. I think there's like 15 reporters, something like that. And it's pretty wild how this thing has developed. And I remember, I think my second draft, I was working for WFAN Radio. My job was to take Mike Francesa to and from the bathroom. So,
legend, dude.
Yeah, so fans wouldn't bother him. But as far as this draft, it's an interesting draft. Last year you had a draft where I remember there was it's the first time we had like 3 categories if you took a guy off the board. It's usually for character, for injury, but last year was like doesn't love football. And probably because of the NIL stuff. But this year, you don't have any of those guys. There's no guys who don't love football. It's not really character concerned guys, but it's not a deep draft. It's not a great draft. It's not something, there's like 4 players you're like, yeah, these guys will be studs for a long time. It's Mendoza, it's Love, it's Vega, the guard from Penn State. It's Caleb Downs. But even so, there's not guys like, hey, bona fide Pro Bowler for 10 years, for 15 years, game changer. There's not a ton of those. But there are good players in this draft, but it's not, and I think as a result, early on, people will say, oh, there's going to be a ton of trades. I'm not so sure there are, because I don't know if people want to add, well, I should say that. I don't think people want to add draft capital as much for this year as much for next year's draft, which is going to be a loaded draft. But as far as juice, once those kind of top, 8 guys or so go after that, if you're going to have some runs on some players, maybe you'll see some trades up. But I don't think you have any, crazy. Look, I shouldn't say there's no crazy scenarios, because it's the draft. You always have crazy scenarios. So my bad on that.
So I guess my question to that would be, how much of the lack of juice is just based on the lack of a second and third quarterback? Like, it's a 1 quarterback draft as far as guys that we think could really be elite here. People are trying to talk.
You have Ty Simpson in there too.
You think Ty Simpson belongs in the
He'll go in the first round.
Okay.
He'll go in the first round. Yeah.
Okay.
But then after that, massive drop off.
But even so, it's not a top 10 that's going to be filled with quarterbacks.
It's not something.
Here.
So like, all right, a couple of years ago, again, so I don't do a mock draft because I'm not going to lie to the fans. And so if a team, like I just told you, a team says to me, hey, we're doing this, but you can't say anything until we're on the clock, and then you could use it on Fox Radio, no problem. Or when we're approaching, he'll text me. And so everyone, for the most part, no one knows me. Tell me what you're going to do. And then I also try and broker information to help guys. All right. They'll say to me, here's who we're taking. Do we have a shot there? And I'll say yay or nay. And if you want to move up, I'm going to probably get your trade partner over here. If you need to move down, who's your second guy? You can move down X amount of spots. So I got some good information. Well, a couple of years ago, day before the draft, Raheem Morris tells me about Michael Penix, but Raheem Morris always screws around. He's always messing with you, right? So I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's like, oh, coach, come on, coach. So here they're coming upon, I think they're getting the 6th pick, 7th pick. I knew that originally they were going to trade it to the Rams, so the Rams could move up to get Brock Bowers. And here they are, and I hit up Raheem. I was like, all right, what are we doing? Are we trading? He goes, no, told you yesterday, coach. And I was like, who? And he's like, Penix. I'm like, you were serious about that? Oh, my God. So I had it for a day, but I didn't believe him. I thought he was messing around.
So you mentioned Ty Simpson going first round, Jay. I know Cardinals at 3 feels like the kind of crazy.
No, not up there.
Okay. That's what I was getting. So are we thinking like Pittsburgh?
No, but there's also, I think because it drops off, there's some other teams later on that can say, okay, let's. And that's where I think you'll see a lot of trades. Let's say back half, especially like people picking early up in the second round are going to start calling some of those teams in that bottom 20 to try and move up for something like that. I know there are a couple teams trying to move up right now for some offensive linemen. Said Pittsburgh, they've called around. There's definitely teams who are, but this also, look, teams call right now to go both ways. They're talking about moving up, they're talking about moving back. Everybody usually wants to just move back because they want to collect more picks. Yeah.
I got a question. Reuben Bain Jr. has short arms. Do you care?
Me too.
Right, but you're not getting drafted tomorrow night.
Yeah. So is Mike Tyson. I don't because he's violent. But he is clearly right now. He's third on of the pass rushers on most teams' boards. But I think all 3 of those guys will probably be gone in the top 8. But it's interesting. So like Bailey is considered the best pure pass rusher in this draft, right? Arvell Reese, probably the biggest freak that there is in this draft. But the thing is, for Arvell Reese, you kind of need a defensive coordinator or a coach like a Dan Quinn or a Jeff Hafley, somebody who used Micah Parsons all over the place. You don't want to just put Arvell Reese at will linebacker and then have him rush here and there. You need somebody who's going to be creative. Not everybody can be creative like that. So you won't get the most value out of him. You need somebody who's going to be very creative with Arvell Reese to move him all over the place. David Bailey, just line him up and let him go. He's violent, great inside spin move. But Reuben Bain, he's a quiet kind of cat, but on that field, man, he just goes. So I know we're talking about the short arms. The guys who love him say, literally, they said, so did Mike Tyson. And the guys who don't like him say, so does Jay Glazer.
Jay, we've seen over the last couple of years the positional value of running back, the perception of it change. We saw Ashton Genty go early in the draft recently. Jeremiah Love is considered by a lot of people to be maybe the best or the second best player in this draft. There's talks of him not dropping out of the top 5. What have you heard from teams in terms of how they're addressing Jeremiah Love and approaching the running back position in this draft and the way the game is played today?
Yeah, I know. Look, he's kind of attached right now to the Cardinals, who are also trying to move out because then they look at it and go, man, if we take a running back that high, that's, it's a real high salary for a running back to get him all the way up there. You're kind of, defeating the point there. But he is beloved in this league. He played gunner as a freshman. He will definitely go and block you. Great receiver, great runner, explosive, home run all the time. Everyone says he's a better prospect than Ashton Genty. So you'd say, okay, well then, it warrants them going all the way up that high. But I think after that, if he gets, let's say the Cardinals, if he's there, if the pass rushers are gone with the Titans, they got to look at him. Then I think you say, okay, can we trade back? But if you can't, then I think without a doubt, you get him, you get some juice for, some franchises who need some juice.
Jay, I hate to bring it up just because it has been the main story, I'd say, for the past couple of weeks and really this whole offseason. The A.J. Brown drama in Philly.
That hasn't been the main story.
Well, it's been one of them. It's been talked about a lot.
Why do you hate bring up A.J. Brown?
Well, I'm a Philly fan.
He's a Philly fan, so we give him crap all the time
for
just finagling the interviews.
Exactly. But it is a major story in the NFL, and obviously I was wanting to get your take on whether or not you see that playing a major factor in where the Eagles go in this draft. I don't know if it's assumed that he's leaving. I don't know what the case is. What are you making of that whole situation in Philly, specifically as it pertains to this draft tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't think it's a surprise to say that, but what's out there is, same thing I'm hearing about him getting traded. I know the Rams and Patriots were the 2 teams that were really talking about it. And then the Rams made an about face. They didn't do it. The Patriots, I know the Rams, look, Eagles are still looking for a first-round pick. I know the Patriots aren't there yet. So at some point after June 1, when you could trade them where it helps with the cap, somebody has to say, all right, are we doing this? Are we not doing this? I don't know if I see them if the Eagles, if they can't trade him, they're going to say, okay, we're going to make we're going to have him back here. Because I know as a player, they value him a lot. But I could certainly see that happening after June 1. Yeah.
Okay. Jay, is there a team, you mentioned, teams that either want to move back or, want to collect picks or something. But every now and then we'll have a team that just goes crazy in the first round and tries to trade up and tries to make as much noise on draft night as possible. Is there a team that you think could try to make a bunch of noise tomorrow night where we don't see it yet?
It doesn't happen. Yeah, I mean, look, people are looking and saying, oh, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, teams with like the two first rounders. But yeah, last year, I'll tell you this, because I broke the story last year that the Jaguars were trading up with the Browns for Travis Hunter, and I think I broke it about only an hour before the draft. But before that, man, it was crickets. You didn't hear anything. Usually, I'd say later this afternoon, you start hearing stuff, right? And if teams make about faces, you'll start hearing it later this afternoon. So not, Monday, Tuesday, Sundays, you start hearing stuff a little bit more later this afternoon. And especially the draft is different this year because they've shortened the first round. The, picks are now 8 minutes instead of 10.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, you're going to have to kind of get deals done a little bit more solidified beforehand. So I'll start hearing that more later this afternoon.
Do you prefer the old New York City drafts or do you like the traveling draft circus?
Well, you know what? I love traveling place. This time I'm doing it in studio in LA. But I did love to go when it was, when it first started in different cities. Mm-hmm. Now it's crazy out there. This one I'd love to go to though, because my boys are performing. I don't know if you guys saw this year. I had a little thing in my house with Brett Michaels and Wiz Khalifa playing for the staff of one of my restaurants over here, and they're playing tomorrow night, or they're playing here Friday at the draft. I'm like, man, I'd love to go to that thing, but I decided not to go this year.
Yeah, he's got Jay, Brett Michaels and Wiz Khalifa in his house, but yeah, it's his wife that's rich.
I was gonna say, Jay, I don't
I'm
know
using her house.
I don't know. I think you gave away your position on that one.
I don't know if it's just your wife there. You done very well. Okay, so speaking of New York City, though, one of the more perplexing parts of the NFL has been just New York teams being bad for these extended amounts of time. Maybe not the Jets, and we've talked to you about Jets ownership before, but the Giants, okay? You have one of the best head coaches now, one of the most competent, most consistent guys out there. You have 2 picks inside the top 10. I want to focus on that first one. So we mentioned positional value. In a lot of ways, safety is kind of like the running back of the defense. But in Caleb Downs, like Love, you have a guy that appears to be an outlier in how good he is, and we know what Harbaugh's done with safeties in the past. Where do you see the Giants going with those 2 picks?
I don't know if I'm sold on that one right there as everybody else. I think, look, I know, I think you were looking at offensive line. I think you're looking at wide receiver. I do know, look, they haven't made any, they kind of haven't hidden their love for the wide receiver from Arizona State. I don't know if 5 is too high, probably 10. And look, the Arizona State receiver, people love him. He's just been hurt a lot.
Yeah, Tyson.
But they think he is so dynamic. I know early on people had like Sonny Styles. They had, and I get Downs and Hamilton, but they're not the same player. But I told you before, Downs is definitely a guy who everyone says, man, this guy's gonna be a star for a long, long time. He is so freaking smart. You could do so many things. It's literally like having a coach out there on the field. Mm-hmm. You get so creative. But again, you also need a coordinator who's creative, who could do things like that for him. I think Sonny Styles is more of a, obviously he's a freak athlete, but he's only played the position, 1 year. So I think people look at his ability, his growth factor will be insane. But I don't know if Caleb Downs is much of a lock there, but I also know, look, they're not locked in yet of what they want to do. So let me tell you what happens here in the process. Everybody thinks, whenever you've heard somebody with a team, like a month ago or 3 weeks ago, it's full of crap. Because these guys don't really set their boards until Friday. Damn. And then they take the weekends off, and they come back in, and some reshuffle them. They'll kind of do their own mock drafts, but they really don't set it until Friday, and then reset it Monday. And then they're like, okay, they kind of know where they want to go, what they want to do. But it's not till then. It really isn't until this week. And then Then the analysis, the paralysis by over-analysis thing comes in. Then kind of Wednesday and Thursday. I remember one year, the Cowboys asked me, they're like locked in on Sean Merriman whole time. Yeah, I could say that last week. And then the morning of, somebody in there called and said, hey, can you find this about Merriman? And I told them what they needed to know. They said, okay, that's what we thought. And then that morning, they pulled off him and went to DeMarcus Ware.
Damn.
But Merriman was their guy for like, they're one of the teams that will lock in somebody. Well, they used to, how they used to do it. But that's where things get, again, it's paralysis by over-analysis. Somebody can know what they kind of want, and then they pull off.
So, okay, so, and this kind of dovetails with something I wanted to pick
And I'm
up
always
right
saying
now.
that because I don't like to be wrong. So that's why I kind of hedge everything here. Yeah.
So, well, okay, so then let me ask you something that's not asking you to make a prediction or anything like that. Because, again, like you said, your first draft was 91, right? You're one of the most connected guys. You're breaking massive stories here. And you're passionate about like leadership, like what it takes to be successful. What are the traits that you've identified in all those decades of experience that makes, the organizations that are great at drafting versus the ones who consistently seem to miss the mark?
All right, number one, first of all, as players, you want to find a guy who's going to work their ass off. Like, you really want to find a guy who goes, okay, I was able to work on my craft 4 hours a day in college. Now I got 24 hours. So how could I throw everything into it? That's why a guy like Tom Brady just exploded. And you'll find that in a guy like Mendoza or Downs or guys like that, Jeremiah Love. But you want that. As far as teams, man, I look at the most successful guy. The two most successful guys that ever do this are Ozzie Newsome and John Schneider.
Yeah.
What they do is they get players that their coach is going to use. They're going to fit their square pegs in square holes. I can't tell you how many GMs don't do that. They fall in love with a guy. They end up telling their coach who you're getting, and this is who you're using. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to do it that way. Right? You're not going to let a guy shine and have his skill set come out if you're jamming a player down a coach's throat. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Let me get a player that my coach and his system will use the best. But then also it's like, you have to look at your own culture. How our locker room, if they lift guys, they don't lift guys. If look like the Patriots way a long time ago, they knew they could put certain guys in there and everybody else would lift them up.
Yeah.
Sean Payton, Sean McVay, they could do the same thing. They could put a guy in there with their culture and have them rise up because of the way their locker room is.
Jay Glazer, again, as like we said, he's going to be anchoring all of the Fox Sports Radio Round 1 coverage. He'll be hosting tomorrow. Jay, thank you so much for giving us so much of your time in such a busy season, man.
You got it, guys. Hey, next time I do something like Wiz and Brett Michaels and OT Genesis, them, you guys are in.
Yeah. That's big.
Dude, Jay, don't tease me here, Jay. I'll
You're in,
fly out
baby.
there, dude. All right, there we go. You heard it. We're in, Brandon. Jay Glazer, take it easy, man.
That's
Thank
awesome.
You. Yeah, it's sick. I guess you're in too, Connor.
I appreciate that.
What's OT Genesis?
I figured you would know.
Yeah, I thought you would know.
Y'all don't know?
No.
Actually, I think I do know OT Genesis. Is that a rapper?
Kyle.
He's an American rapper from
Yeah.
Long Beach.
Okay.
2012, he had a couple hits.
Sounds like you know.
I'm in love.
Sounds like you know.
Coco.
Yeah.
How did they
yeah.
land on Wiz and Brett Michaels?
I got it.
Those seem miles apart from one another. All right, wrapping up the show. Ask Wub, guys. If you want to get any last-second questions in for the end of the show, go on Twitter, hashtag AskWub. Welcome back. Wrap it up. Wednesday Wub. Time for a little Ask Wub. You go on Twitter, hashtag AskWub. Every show we get to your questions at the end here. And the first one, no surprise, comes from our guy Huddy. Ask Wub, what's Connor's plans for Vegas?
Well,
For those who don't know, we have a reality TV show going on here in the company, and Connor, our best boy, is getting flown out to add to the drama today.
I don't know. There's a lot of drama that I'm just.
Now, listen.
What are you doing on your phone?
T-Bob,
Nothing.
Don't let
What are
me-
you doing on your phone? I'm asking you a question. You're just sitting here texting on your phone.
No. I'm not.
That's crazy.
I'm not texting. I was working on something right
T-Bob,
there.
let me tell you something. He's not just going out there to be on the reality show. He's got a
date?
young lady waiting for him.
Yeah.
Her name's Rochelle
Kelly
Ryan.
Keys. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Both.
Oh, Kelly Keys wants to kiss you right on the mouth.
Yeah. Coworker Kelly
Which
Keys.
I don't understand.
Well, he dyed his eyebrows. She said it
That's
herself.
a big one for the eyebrows. Big one for the eyebrows. Listen, yeah, it'll be an interesting week. I've never been to Vegas, and I'm just dying to check out the scene and see what it entails. So we'll see what happens.
Never been to Vegas.
And you never been inside?
Never been inside. Nope, never.
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
yet you have a date with Rochelle Ryan coming up.
potentially. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
Is that an in or an out, or both?
What's the next Ask Wub?
How many rounds in that segment?
we got we'll have a very fun week in Vegas, so I'm looking forward to it.
What a shame. Love the show opening with the Lakers. But now, when are you going to talk about Brandon Walker's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys? Did we not hit our Cowboys quote today?
Not sure what this guy's referring to. I like Dak Prescott. I'm not a Cowboys fan.
They signed Brandon Aubrey for $7 million a year.
You don't have any connections to the Cowboys other than Dak Prescott?
That stadium's in a weird
Do
spot.
I have
if you've
another
ever
one?
been there.
I love Dak Prescott.
I don't know.
Just
Dak
a
Prescott's
Walmart
my
across
favorite
the
human
street.
being.
Very interesting.
I never know
What-
with y'all's
what-
mostly bits. They're so layered.
I don't know what he's talking.
Oh, this is why he had his phone out. Look
Yeah,
at
this.
Connor was accused of being a fake Johnny-come-lately Flyers fan this year. They're up 2-0, kicking ass. And look at Griff. There he is. These Flyers ignited the orange in me again. They're bringing back the good old days to the Covia Center. Well, he's about to be a zoo on Wednesday. It's a hockey town once
Wired
again.
up.
Didn't even
He is
use
a
the
wagon.
hashtag.
Wired up.
What? Explain the teeth to me.
I had a really big gap in my teeth in second grade.
Did you have,
Thank
did you have a
God for that
Stonehenge.
kid in AAU.
Did you have a
Oh
lack
my
of
goodness,
Thank
Connor.
God for the
That is a
AAU.
piano.
I got it. I got a, what do they call them? A high rack? What do they call them up there? I don't know.
I don't know.
braces?
No, yeah, I got braces eventually, but I had a something.
You had two teeth and two
Again,
canines.
you're not missing teeth here?
No, so in between my two front teeth, I'm not missing a tooth. No,
Okay.
but in between the other teeth, yes, I missed.
Oh, okay.
I just had two buck teeth like SpongeBob. So then we got those together, and then the rest of my teeth grew in from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now you're going on a date with Rochelle.
but potentially. Yeah.
Everything's coming up, Griff.
But anyway,
Did Dan Rappaport wake up in Japan?
yeah, go one, Ebo.
Hashtag Ask Wub. We know Connor can pitch. But what base does he think will reach hitting this week?
This is at MVP is real. This is not Ebo.
Yeah, but we've established this. He's done it for the past 3
Could be
weeks.
anybody.
I asked him in the break. I was like, "Oh, what question are you?"
And I
teeing up
said
for
no.
what?
I said no.
What base do you think you're reaching this weekend?
I don't know.
I think there's a good chance that we could see Connor behind the dish this week and catching a little bit.
Anything's on the table.
We gotta wrap. We gotta
down
wrap
there
this
in
show
Vegas,
up.
dude.
We gotta wrap.
Yeah, you better wrap it up.
I tried to counter Ebo's Ask Wub by tweeting.
Do we have any other troll questions for Connor here in the
Yeah,
round?
that's
All
pretty
right,
much
that's
the
it.
only-
Ask Wub. Shout out.
That's the only Ask Wubs we're
Hey,
gonna get the rest of the show.
in all seriousness, though, you're one of the most positive vibes guys we got. Everybody seemingly loves you,
Appreciate that.
and now you're being sent into the shark-infested waters.
Yeah.
That is a scenario made to break people mentally and create drama. How we feeling?
I feel all right. KB, you got any tips for me at all? Or no?
One big one.
I guess, yeah.
Hey, clean it up.
It's
you're going
messy
to-
out there right now. It's really messy. We'll get it all cleaned up. But yeah, I gotta hang out with the situationship out there. The random people just showing up overnight. And I want to just get to know everybody and mingle with the crew a little bit.
Ebo, you all right?
Yeah. Do you think I improved from last week?
You did great today.
Okay, that's all I needed was an improvement from last week. I bottomed out last
You
week.
said 3,000 more words this week. Very proud of you. Guys, we got the Wake Up Barstool post show
What the hell did Ross Dellinger do for this show?
coming up right after this. Remember, he had the expansion article.
Okay, that was weeks ago.
We love you guys. See you tomorrow. Or no, come hang out on YouTube. Wake Up Barstool YouTube. Right after this, post show.